Alright, what's going on everybody? It's Liam here and welcome to today's video on the channel. And in today's video, I wanted to discuss the state of PvP. Now, I know I made a video like that a couple of days ago about last week, but in this video, I want to go in depth everything that's wrong fundamentally from PvP. First off, I'm going to go off the general things that are problems, and then I'm going to go over each school individually and what is kind of overtuned or really good about that school right now. And I'm going to try to kind of, make this video very quick and not ramble as I do often here on the channel because I know it's a lot of problems. It's a lot of things to take in and digest. So I'm going to be as quick as possible. But as always, if you guys have your opinions, feel free to leave them down there in a respectful manner in the comments below. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video, starting off with the general things that are problems. First thing I want to talk about is dual school. Right now, it's not really good. Unfortunately, the developers are trying to make people dual school, but not make dual school better. And the reasons people don't dual school is because it's not good. Now, the reasons it's not good is because the accuracy is not there or supported. So look at max level, for example. It's hard to get accuracy to fire or storm to, power a kraken or stuff like that. Or look at Masters League, Legendary, or Exalted. Where are they going to get the accuracy to power and counter protected overtimes? They basically just can't, right? Or the developers want us to hit around, chromatic weaknesses with, you know, other school hits, but the pierce, the damage, the critical, and stuff isn't really there at all. The only way you see people dual school right now is by hopping on a good school with like high base resist and health, and then they drop their actual school DPP and then commit to fire or storm and do like a PvE strat with that. And that's not really what the devs want for quote unquote dual school. So it's just not supported right now, unfortunately. Next thing I want to talk about is going to be resist. Now, resist has been broken in Wizard101 for quite some time. And the past two resist nerfs haven't really done anything. People can still brace and literally be immune. The other day on stream, I had an 85% buffed hit into a brace, and it literally did base damage. So I don't really know. And I was on the receiving end of that, by the way. Like, I had the brace, and it was just silly as hell. So resist right now is still just way too good, and it provides way too much value. And more importantly, everybody dumps their resist stat, or sorry, everybody invests into the resist stat and then doesn't give up any damage or pierce or crit or block. Or if they do, it's very little and inconsequential right now in the meta. Next thing I want to talk about is set resist. Now, set resist is problematic for a couple of reasons. And right now, it's problematic because you can run 2 pins, a shield pin on your hat and shoes for free and not give up a stat, just do better DPP that way. And you can also run ward on defensive schools because your stats are already so good, right? So a good example I can use on my death and balance right now, which are probably my most queued schools this season, is I already hit the damage cap, I already hit the pierce cap, right? So to me, there's not really any point in going for any other stats, but just putting a ward on and automatically winning that matchup, right? And balance can do that, run 2 pins and like 2 to 3 wards, and basically give up little to no stats at all, for example, right? So I think if you are going to pin or ward, there need to be major drawbacks. And I'm talking like big drawbacks, not like literally free stuff like there is right now in the meta, unfortunately. So yeah, and this is a problem because you can literally take better trades, right? If I have a double buffed Yaga and they have a single buffed A-bomb, I should win that trade. But if that ice is warded, I will lose that trade because of how effective it is, right? Or it's the same thing the other way around. If I have a double buffed A-bomb and they have a single buffed Yaga, but they're pinned, right? They will win that trade because they have set resist. And that's a problem because it doesn't matter how you play at the end of the day. And in a competitive format, all that matters is how you should play at the end of the day. And I'm sorry if that's a hot take, but I'm a very competitive guy. I like playing competitive games, and Wiz really needs to get on board with that if they want to take their ranked system seriously, because you shouldn't just be able to set so hard that you don't have to play the game at all. Q sniping is a huge problem, especially at 1900 plus. I can safely say majority of marshals and warlords either boost or Q snipe to get their rank right now. And again, I'm not, sugarcoating or exaggerating. I can say safely majority of them do. I have seen it with my own two eyes. I have gotten warlord twice now on a storm, so it's pretty sad to see. So until CS or the developers want to take Q sniping a little bit more seriously, it's just going to be a very bad problem where captains and marshals can't actually go for warlord or rank up because the toxic people that want to Q snipe are basically getting away with it unpunished. Next up, there's not much incentives to play. So when I'm talking about incentives to play, I could be talking about cosmetics. I could be talking about crowns. If you finish top 5 on the leaderboard, you might get some crowns, stuff like that. Or there could be a mount at the little Marco guy in the arena that's like a Storm Panther or something, right? There's not, very cool stuff to grind for in PvP. There's also not a PvP event like there is for like Pet Derby that we saw in a recent update. So there's not really much reason for people to play PvP, or even someone like me who makes content on PvP primarily on the channel here. There's really not much reason that I feel to log on the game and do PvP every day. And it's kind of sad because I really want to see this game do better and I would like to put more time into it, but with the meta being extremely unbalanced, I feel like the game doesn't respect my time. Therefore, I don't want to put my time into the game. And I think that's a huge problem. Your players who are paying actively should not have to feel that way. Now, I'm going to talk about each school individually, starting off with Storm. Now, Storm has been a pretty bad school all of 5th Age, even though right now, I would argue it's pretty good. The meta just doesn't favor it, in my opinion. But the best part about Storm right now, and the part that I would argue is broken, is the fact that its heal per pip is so high, right? So you look at a card like Berry Surprise or Dark and Stormy. I'll try to put that up on screen if I can find an image. But these spells, combined with the amount of outgoing and like Sanctuary buffs you can get, are just kind of ludicrous and through the roof. And I know a lot of people don't like to heal on a storm and stuff like that because it's the glass cannon school of the game. That's what it was marketed as. But I think this heal per pip is a little bit high in my opinion. I wouldn't mind seeing some of the healing go down and have more damage on it because that's supposed to be Storm's identity. And I know a lot of people that main life see, Storm heals be so big compared to their life heals, and they're kind of like, oh wow, that's kind of dumb. So the best part about Storm right now, I would say, and the most broken part, is that their heal per pip is just really, really out of pocket. Next up, I want to talk about Ice. Ice right now, as I said, we are in a resist embrace meta. So obviously Ice is going to be, somewhere towards the top. I wouldn't say it's the best school at all right now in the meta, guys, but it's still really good. You have that going for you. Also, Frostbite and Tamaguchi, or whatever the hell it's called, Tamaguchi, that 6-pip ice card that's a little broken. Those two spells just do way too much damage per pip on an ice, and it's really, really frustrating going against them because it's just like you can't really do much about an ice doing more damage than they're supposed to with how the game is designed right now. So that's all I'd really say is a problem with ice. Just the meta favors it with brace and resist, and Frostbite and Tamauji just are way too good, way too powerful right now. Also, ice has 2 blimp item cards. I almost forgot that somehow in this video, but no other school gets 235 bubbles on a pet. So ice can just get, easy bubble control and have a lot of offensive pressure that other schools don't have access to, which enables ice to play in a very aggressive way right now. Next up, I have Fire. Trapstock Fire is incredibly good. The copies you can pack are basically infinite in your sideboard, and you can pack a lot in main deck and have a pet as well. The counters are not good. The only school that can beat Trapstock right now is Life, because Life Centaur got a buff. No other school can beat Trapstock right now, aside from maybe another Fire that can, ping pong it back and forth. So right now, numerically, Fire should win 6 out of 7 matchups in the game right now if you are a good player. and trap stacking. Balance. This school is my second favorite school, as you guys know here on the channel. It is incredibly powerful because it basically has everything. It has the best stats. It's immune with Brace. It's the only school that can aura and punish auras. It doesn't give up any stats for pins or wards or accuracy, anything like that, or pips, right? It has the best chads and the best regular cards in the game. Storm would be a close second to that. It's not the jack of all trades as it is marketed to be. It's just the best at everything right now in the meta. It's too good at everything it does. Life burst heals, and outgoing provide a little bit too much value. And combine that with the ridiculous amount of resist and health and block they get, this school is just an absolute tank right now. I know it's getting nerfed the next update, the burst heals, and I think maybe the outgoing is as well. I've heard rumors about that, but as of right now, Life just has incredible stats, and their heals are incredibly powerful. Next up, I have Death. Reader and Vampire weaknesses are too good, and the counters aren't good. The only good counter is Stone Colossus if you are a Myth Wizard. Most people right now just run Glacial Fortress because that's literally all you can do, but that's still a bad counter, like numerically, unfortunately. So the counters just aren't good, kind of like Trap Stack in a way. And minus 60 chromatic weaknesses and minus 35 chromatic weaknesses on a school with the amount of resist, health, damage, and pierce that Death has is just a little wild. You know, I think Reader was fine before when it was released with Lemuria. Still incredibly powerful, but they just giga buffed this card for literally no reason at all. Last but not least, we have Myth. Myth can PvE with little to no repercussions. Trap counters are incredibly bad still, even after the update, across the board for every school except for Life. And this school will beat literally everybody, including Fire and Balance, which are supposed to kind of counter them in a way. But they don't lose to anybody but Life. Assuming that Life packs Quake and packs Centaur, they're not going to win. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I got for the video, y'all. I know it might be a bit of a longer one, and I do apologize for that, but I kind of wanted to have a video talking about, you know, everything, every school in the meta right now. Again, let me know if you agree or disagree with any of these points down there in the comments below. And yeah, I hope to see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, y'all.